If you remember long ago, the phrase voodoo economics was used actually to describe a federal budget proposal. And that person who originated that term turned out not to be right. But I think voodoo economics is a pretty good description of what we heard in the budget address there. Yes, there's going to be impact from the federal tax reform. We no longer have the ability to deduct state and local taxes beyond $10,000, but the governor's proposals have already been described by many experts and economists as unworkable, unlikely to be accepted by the federal government, and I think we're looking in the wrong direction. We're looking to fight the federal government. We should be looking to fight waste. There's so much room for savings in this budget. It's unbelievable. You know, one of the things he proposed, the governor, just now, a 2% increase in the budget for the Assembly and the Senate. Why? We can find some savings there. I'm a relatively junior member of the Assembly. I'm in the minority. They give me $50,000 to send out mail about myself to my constituents. That's a lot of money. That couldn't be scaled back for some savings. I've actually eliminated it because, you know, with social media and email and other forms of communication, I'm able to get my information out to my constituents very efficiently. Those are the things we should be looking at. If you're looking for more revenue, you can always find it in a crisis, and then your budget grows, and then the next crisis, it grows a little more because you can always find new revenue. What we need to look for is savings, and there's savings everywhere. The governor said we're going to leave intact all of these so-called economic development programs. I think that is really unbelievable. There have been boondoggle after boondoggle, Startup New York, all these programs. We just had an article today about a $90 million factory that New York State taxpayers built that's empty, and that's not an isolated incident. That's happening all over the place. There have been indictments, and for the governor to say, we're not even going to touch this is all going to stay intact. There's no room for savings there. There's no program that we're going to eliminate. They're all working beautifully. I think that's just that's voodoo economics right there. That's living in a fantasy world. So my proposal has been all along, let's take 60% of our $8 billion economic development budget. That works out to $4.8 billion. It just so happens that the personal income tax in New York State brings in $48 billion. So if we save $4.8 billion out of economic development and give it to everyone paying personal income tax in New York State, we can reduce everyone's personal income tax by 2%. That's the way to deal with the federal issues with state and local taxes. So I couldn't disagree with the governor more on the big provisions there. Some of the policy stuff I think is good. We shouldn't be paying out taxpayer money to settle sexual harassment suits. We shouldn't have secret non-disclosure agreements between people in state government and victims of sexual harassment. That's good stuff. But the financial stuff, we really are miles apart from Governor Cuomo, and I think Governor Cuomo is miles apart from reality.